Good morning everybody, it's the 28th of October 2024. Why am I telling you this? Because it's 40 years to the day since I became a motorcycle instructor at 19 years old. So it's quite a landmark, and since I started my own school up in '89, there's been over 10,000 people use our school, and hopefully many more people around the world since my YouTube channel in 2010-11 have benefited from my advice as well. I won't go into too much detail anyway because I've already done an anniversary upload, but 40 years is quite a significant amount of years, isn't it? And I doubt very much I'll have another in me. Okay, so today's upload is about presenting yourself, which I'm about to do in a moment. Some people talk about dominating your position, but look, this lorry's coming out already. And I have already, again, done another upload on this. Sometimes dominating your position is just simply stubborn. On a road that wide, there was no problem moving over to allow traffic flow. But sometimes, yes, it's nice to be in a dominant position just to see what they're going to do about it. This is what I'm basically talking about with presenting myself. It's about putting yourself in the best position you can be in, where you can be as safe as possible and other people can see you. So on this ride today, I'm going to try and give you as many examples as I can about how to present yourself. The first one is when we're talking about riding in blind spots of vehicles. A blind spot isn't just the part where the side mirrors don't see. You also have A, B and C pillows in many cars, and many modern cars that have got big crumple zones, airbags, etc. They've got very large A, B and C pillows. I am doing 30, that one's a bit optimistic. There's been an upload where a guy actually got hit by a car at a mini roundabout, and quite a few people have commented on this upload, including instructors, saying what they thought went wrong. What I thought went wrong is that the rider was inadvertently sat in the blind spot of this car's A pillar, and you can see briefly that you can't see the guy's head, and he's no doubt looking to the right because nobody's that stupid that they don't at least have a quick look at a roundabout before entering it. And I think that rider was trapped in the blind spot of his A pillar all the time. And I know it's a lot to think about, but you need to try to make sure you can at least see the face of the driver. Still no guarantee he's looking at you rather, but at least there's less of a chance that he's just going to pull out without seeing you at all. Out for these leaves. That's another thing about riding in autumn. Decomposing leaves are like ice. They can be very, very slippery. When you're on a large road like this and you've got a heavy oncoming, I can see there's nobody behind him, so I can equalise the danger. Now, equalising is halfway between the oncoming and the verge. But if that lorry had a row of vehicles following it, a lot of cars tend to tailgate and crowd the lorry because they're wanting to get past it as quickly as possible. The problem with that, of course, is that the driver loses his view, and what he might suddenly do is make a dive out to do an overtake. Now, if I was sat out here like this and there was an oncoming lorry with traffic, if that car did an overtake, I'm practically screwed unless I make a massive dive to the inside position 1. So what I would do on this occasion, I would move myself in towards position 1 so that A, if the car does overtake, I'm already in a safer position than I would have been being in 3, and B, there's a larger chance of that car driver actually seeing me before he commits to an overtake. And this is another argument against the dominating your position argument, because by dominating out in the middle of the road, you're giving the oncoming vehicle less likelihood of seeing you. So now, if you look, there's a row of cars coming towards me. So I'm going to move in towards one to give that second car a better chance of seeing me, look, because he's crowding car 2. If he did dive for an overtake, I'm already in an emergency position. and then I'm coming back out again when I know it's safe. Presenting yourself can also mean when there's cars at side roads like this, I'm moving into one just to widen that view to give them more of a chance to see me, and making sure I'm staying out of their A pillars or B pillars or C pillars. That also goes for left-hand junctions, where presenting yourself over to position 3 widens that view into the junction. But the SSV, safety stability view, still applies. There's no point me being out here to give myself a better view when I'm putting myself in conflict with oncoming vehicles, making any decent drivers dive out of the way into the curb, because that's a form of bullying. Again, presenting myself into position 1, I can see underneath of that green lorry, but that blue car is now in the blind spot. There we go. And again, another example of dominating the road is that any skin off my nose, just moving in like this and allowing the traffic to move. I have done it before where I've stayed out here, and as I say, they've just darted out on me and I've had to dive out of the way. You can present yourself when following vehicles as well. It's not so bad with cars because they tend to have 3 mirrors, so present myself for the car at the junction, nothing coming the other way, so I'm good to be here. But when following a van that only has 2 mirrors and it's a large vehicle, being in the middle like this and close to the van, you're not going to put yourself in their visible spot, are you really? So the thing to do there would be to sit yourself on the outside of them like this, and make sure that you can at least see one of their mirrors. And as a general guide, if it's a van, a medium to small van, I tend to put myself in the middle a little bit and make sure I can see both of his mirrors. That also means that I've got a safe following distance between me and him as well. Sometimes you can only position yourself so far into such the safest position you can be in, and if that still doesn't make you feel safe, you tell me, what's the only thing left to do? Yep, slow down. Here's an example of presenting yourself to a lorry or a van. At the moment it's not practical for me to be into the left because it could make people misunderstand where I'm turning, or out to the right because of the conflict with oncoming vehicles. So I'm leaving myself enough room between me and the van. If he does reverse, I can sound my horn, or I can jump off the bike and run. Now you have these hatchings opening up a little bit in the middle. In another few feet I can put myself more out to the right so I can see his mirror. There you go, look. The reason I'm on about seeing mirrors is because if you can see his mirrors, as long as he's using them, there's a chance that he can see you as well. What I'm doing now then is keeping my distance to a point where at least one of his mirrors is visible to me, and if he's using his mirrors, it means there's a chance that he could see me, and that's another way of presenting yourself. I've put myself in his right mirror now. I've often seen by doing that the van driver realises you're on a motorbike and he's actually moved over to the side to allow you to overtake. It's never guaranteed, but it is nice. That's about all there is really. It's only a brief upload to say yay me and also to get the words present yourself into your vocabulary for riding. If you can see their faces, provided they're paying attention, then the chances are they would be able to see you. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe, share this video. Who knows, that presenting yourself may actually save your life one day. One of my subscribers from a few years ago took one of my tips and said if he'd have been in his old position as the lorry oncoming swerved to avoid an unlit bicycle, he would have hit him. By moving into position 1 looking for any following cars, when the lorry did swerve out, he missed him. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.